Today I'm joined by Simon Akers and Jordan Burns from Simon Akers Group. Hi gents.
How are you, Tom?
Thanks very much for sparing the time. Simon, can we start? Can you tell us a little bit more about the company and its origins?
Yeah, so basically, Tom, I spent 25 years of my B2B career visiting many bathroom and kitchen retailers across the UK, and three common questions were always asked. Number one is, where do I get good people from? Number two was, where do I train my staff? And number three was, actually my website is 10 years old. How do I update it? Who do I go and speak to? So for me, there's the elements of a good business there. So in terms of looking at three heads of, we've got Aidan Cowell looking after recruitment, we've got Cordy and Pack looking after creative, and I look after the training.
Okay, and Jordan, we're doing quite a bit of work together on specialist recruitment for the sector. Can you just explain for the audience how that's going to work?
Yeah, sure. So the way that we will, as Simon just said, one of the key pillars of the Simon Akers Group is the recruitment side of things. Simon is knowledgeable, has many contacts within the industry, so we've got a database building now of suitable candidates. So we thought that the way that we would work together is that the BMA as an enterprise will offer its members recruitment, so it will be BMA Recruitment, if you like, powered by the Simon Akers Group.
Okay. One of the concerns in an industry where lots of people jump about from company to company is that a specialist recruitment service focusing on the sector could power that, and you end up with even more recycling.
Absolutely.
How are we combating that through our joint work?
The main way to get around it, and it's already proven actually, because as you know, we've already successfully completed one placement for one of your members. The chap there was from outside of the industry, the successful candidate. So this is a man who does not work within the KBB industry already, although has many transferable skills. So as you know, your member was quite happy to take him on.
And it was the skill set that you were focusing
Absolutely.
on rather than the background.
Massively experienced guy, just didn't sell bathrooms before now. But as I say, the member was happy to see him, saw the value within the CV that I sent across, and then when he met him face to face, realised that he'd be a good cultural fit for the business as well.
Simon, you joined the association a few months ago. Why was it important for you to get involved in the BMA?
Yeah, so for me, obviously the number one is going to be the networking opportunity. So doing what we do, it gives us access to many members, and we're kitchen people primarily. So the bathroom side is obviously very attractive to us. But equally, I think any association, you have to give back to the association as well. So I think there's specialist skill sets that we can offer and advice, such as today's conversation, that would be very helpful.
And Jordan, you're, like me, relatively new to the KBB industry.
3 months in.
Yeah, I've been struck by the amazing amount of innovation and warmth within the sector.
Yes.
Have you shared in that as well?
100%, yeah. I mean, I was never made to feel like a beginner within the industry at all. I met Simon. Simon's a friend of a friend, which is how we ended up meeting each other. I went in, had a really formal interview in a pub, and where we sat down, got to know the team, and it couldn't have been more warming.
And what are the specific challenges for our sector in terms of filling those vacancies and recruiting good people?
I think one thing that we tend to say to people that we work with is that the best candidate may not necessarily be on the job market. They might want to know of an opportunity to entice them away from where they are. So we headhunt. It's not just a case of putting up an advert and waiting to see who comes through. I mean, we certainly wouldn't headhunt from somebody that we're also working with, but it's about using social media. Again, as we know, is a massive tool these days to access those people who might not necessarily know that they're looking for a new opportunity.
Simon, this is our first filming day for BMA, but you're somewhat of a doyen of social media, doing lots of videos. What difference has it made to your business?
Do you know, Tom, I have learned so much over the last 18 months. You know, long gone are the days where someone put an advert in a local newspaper. That's a thing of the past. So for me, digital marketing is massive. So in terms of what any company wants to do is they want their customer to come to you first, then you can hold your price. That's very, very important.
Okay. And you exhibited at the KBB exhibition last week. How was it?
painful in terms of my feet. I was tired, but I loved it. I got home and was asked by family members how I found it, and I said to them I didn't feel like I was at work. It just felt like somewhere where I was actually chose to be. It was just constant conversations with like-minded people. Amazing. I found it great.
I think for us it was a very brave thing to do. So to our knowledge, there hasn't been a training, media and recruitment company there before. We had a 4 metre by 3 metre stand, which could have been smaller actually, but in terms of the number of conversations, as Jordan mentioned there, amazing, absolutely amazing. So in terms of the number of inquiries, which is why we were there, we've got enough work to keep us busy for quite some months.
I'd agree with that.
So mental health and well-being is something which you've been really keen to promote within the sector.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so for me it's very personal to me. So I lost my mother when I was 11 years of age through severe mental health issues in terms of being a manic depressive, and she took her life unfortunately when I was a very small child. So in terms of if there was the same conversations and the same support there is today, she may still be here. And so what we decided we would do is make the awareness more prominent to our KBB sector. So we held an event back in December last year, and we're very lucky to be joined by Suzanne Skeet, who represents children's mental health from TT Training, and also we had some representation from the Samaritans there as well, Tom. So it's a big topic. In terms of our KBB stand we had, rather than give out plastic pens and mugs and mouse mats and so forth, we did a completely different thing, and we decided to put our money where our mouth was and give that money we would have invested into those kind of point of sale material into those registered charities. So we gave away £5,000 split between 3 charities at the event, and I think that generally people in our industry now want to understand more about that and the issues surrounding it, and I think they were very happy to support us.
So the skills agenda is clearly massive and something that we're trying to tackle at the BMA through our academy and various different other initiatives.
Sure.
Other trade bodies are also tackling this issue to try and improve the skill set within the installer base, for instance.
Yep.
What are Simon Akers Group doing?
So essentially we are a training provider, and one of my agendas in my sort of professional career moving forward is to actually unravel the jargon in terms of what does an apprenticeship actually mean for a business, and how do you find out information about apprenticeship, and what's the process. So the first thing we decided to do is to actually take an apprentice on in the business, so we understand the process, which has already been very interesting actually, Jordan. So we're going to take on a digital marketing apprentice that works within our business in the next few weeks actually. It's on work in progress. And I think in terms of the average bathroom manufacturer or kitchen and bathroom retailer that don't understand who to speak to, where to go, what the standards are, what does a standard mean, what's the process, what's the cost. So I think if anybody wanted to understand from our layman's terms what that actually means for them, please pick up the phone and have a conversation with myself. It's not a problem.
And I suppose from my side on that, apprenticeships are important to me, apprenticeships and education in general. In my previous role, I was an apprentice, started off as a business administration apprentice, did levels 1, 2 and 3 and kind of rose through the ranks of that particular company. And what I learned during that time is that the stigma around apprenticeships is completely wrong. I think everyone's probably heard the tea boy, cheap labour kind of comments, and it was very much...
You make good tea.
I make all right tea, yeah. And I make better tea than Aidan's coffee, which we've never had at any point. But yeah, I think for me, I was always taught that if you are smart, you go to university, and if you're not, you get an apprenticeship. So I was then asked during my time with that company to be the apprenticeship ambassador for Northamptonshire. So what that essentially meant was going to schools, meeting year 11 students who were, for want of a better word, a bit lost, didn't really know what direction they wanted to go into. And basically what all this boils back down to is getting immensely intelligent young people into the industry. Because if we don't do that, the industry hasn't got a future.
I mean, the government have announced 15,000 apprenticeships in terms of, let's say you're underneath the wage bill of £3 million a year, which is levy paid. So you can claim up to 90% of the cost of that apprentice. So there's various organisations that you can contact to find out more information about that.
So what's next for the Simon Akers Group?
What's not?
What's not, absolutely, John. So I mean, what you have to do in business, you have to listen to your customers, and one of the big things that we keep getting asked to review is consumer finance. So the sort of the big players in the UK kitchen and bathroom market are offering consumer finance in a very big way. And it was around 25 years ago, credit cards turned up and it was stopped. And now it seems to be back again for whatever reason. So what we need to do, the independent high street retailer or merchant needs something to fight back. So we hired a consultant, Tom, to review what the options are. In terms of those options, we've chosen a provider. So we have a fabulous new website called kbbfinance.co.uk, where we will be introducing a fabulous solution for the independent high street retailers so they can fight back and have a better chance of getting higher conversion rates and selling higher value kitchens and bathrooms.
And is that something that you'd like bathroom manufacturers to engage with as well?
100%, because of course the bathroom manufacturers have their own retail customers, and I think if that could be cascaded down, potentially the bathroom manufacturers will sell more products.
And it'll be simple. I think that's a major
Came
part
through loud and clear.
of what we're going to be
It
doing.
needs to be simple.
Yeah, it can be overcomplicated with brokerage for various different finance packages, can't
Correct.
it? But that's a different
I mean,
approach you're taking.
we had this conversation with 132 different people that filled out one of our inquiry forms at KBB, and the main thing that we kept hearing is, I want to do it, but it needs to be straightforward, it has to be, and the solution that we're offering is very much going to be.
Gents, is there anything that we've not covered in the interview that you'd like to get across to our audience at all?
No, I think for us it's all about, our whole business is based around people, and what we always say is it's a bit of a cliche subject, but people do build business. So I think if you've got a company, Tom, where you're wanting to succeed, and take the KBB as a great example, a lot of manufacturers invest a heck of a lot of money into stands and new products and their staff being there for one. And if you've got people with you that are on that journey, you need to review that. If you have the right people working with you, you'll be very successful.
Gents, thank you very much for your
Thank
time
you,
today.
Tom. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.